Delighted to be here with you today, delighted to be with Interpol as a partner in what we all do and seek to do, which is to keep our peoples safe. I'd like to again recognize Sean Bray, who has just taken over as the director of the U.S. National Central Bureau this week. He has been a member of and is a member of Immigration and Customs Enforcement and has seen it all from the southwest border of the United States to complex child exploitation cases. So I will look forward to working with you, Sean, and with others here in this room as we move forward on all of these issues. I think Ron was very appropriate in complimenting the staff of Interpol, representing roughly 90 of the member countries. This diversity underscores a central fact, and that is we live in a globalized, networked world in which the movement of peoples and goods and ideas never stops. In fact, it increases each day. And while transport and cyber networks are leading to unprecedented economic prosperity, they are also exploited by terrorists, by criminals, and by those who seek to do us harm. And that means that seeking to stop criminals or dangerous people or cargo once they arrive in a country can actually be too late. We must have the international networks in place to maximize our ability to protect our countries. We must work together to keep the people of each of our countries safe. Each country around the world must recognize that it plays a critical role in the security of the other countries, because the flows of people and goods can begin in, end in, or transit through any of them. It is an interconnected, networked world. Now, as you may know, the department I am privileged to lead is at the forefront of transnational law enforcement cooperation. We were created after the terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001, to fight terrorism. And our missions include protecting United States borders, enforcing immigration laws, and safeguarding civilian cyberspace. We are actually the largest law enforcement agency in the United States, employing nearly half of all federal law enforcement officers in our country. DHS and our partners in the U.S. Department of Justice both arrest roughly the same number of people per year, but 80% of those DHS arrests are actually foreign nationals, compared with 20% from the Justice Department. That statistic, I think, illustrates the international nature of our work and why Homeland Security is, by its very nature, international security. Every day, we train thousands of federal, state, and local law enforcement officers from nearly 100 agencies around the United States. We seize approximately 12,500 pounds of drugs and $400,000 in smuggled cash each day. And we respond to an average of more than 18 significant cybersecurity attacks per month, arising from almost 15,000 daily alerts. We have learned that integrating border enforcement with traditional policing is a significant force multiplier. I will give you an example. Faisal Shahzad, the attempted Times Square bomber in 2010. Our airline passenger data was the critical lead that led us to the bomb, or linked him to the bomb that was set for Times Square. And it was our Customs and Border Protection officers who intercepted him on the airport tarmac after he evaded other surveillance. So we work within ourselves and with other agencies, but the whole idea is to integrate law enforcement, border management together. Now, Interpol, I think, understands the importance of bringing the many parts of the global law enforcement community together, which is why I'm here today. Interpol is a vital partner for us, and we enjoy active partnerships with you in so many areas. Your stolen and lost travel documents database is actually critical to our border and Homeland Security efforts, leading us to intercept criminals and dangerous people attempting to enter the United States using invalid or falsified documents. Your colored notices are critical lookouts that supplement U.S. watch lists. We use the I-24/7 system to share urgent information with other member states every day. Your International Child Sexual Exploitation Image Database is used by our Cyber Crimes Division to identify abused children and arrest those harming them. And we work through Interpol to respond to requests from other members in support of their criminal investigations and to make requests of our own. Today, Secretary General Noble and I will sign a series of important agreements that expand the partnership we already have with Interpol in new and important ways. We will sign a joint statement regarding border management, establishing an Interpol border management working group to better integrate law enforcement and border management professionals, and to strengthen communication and information sharing among member states around border enforcement issues. This is an incredibly important concept and a real paradigm shift. 20 years ago, when I was working as a United States attorney in Arizona, which shares a 2,000-mile border with Mexico, border enforcement was considered totally separate from and distinguished from law enforcement. What we have learned in the past decade, and it was a painful lesson, was that border management and the collection and integration of data related to international travel is critical to our abilities to interrupt terrorists and terrorist plots around the globe. So we look forward to this border management working group, which I think will be a real game changer as we move forward. Our Blue Campaign co-branding agreement, which we will also execute today, and our joint statement on combating trafficking in human beings will lead to more partnerships among member states to share best practices and training programs for fighting traffickers and supporting victims. Interpol's anti-trafficking efforts can leverage the DHS Blue Campaign brand, which we are working to expand worldwide. Just last month, on the sidelines of the United Nations at a related speech, President Obama spoke about human trafficking and the need for all nations to work together to fight this form of modern-day slavery. This has been a priority of mine for years, and I appreciate the expansion and the partnership with Interpol in this regard. Talk about our efforts having a real effect on the lives